Welcome back. VisionWalk is the signature fundraising event of the Foundation Fighting Blindness. Since its inception in 2006, it has raised more than $51 million to fund sight-saving research. I'm joined now by Jason Menzo, COO of the Foundation. Of course, Ben is with us as well, the CEO. And gentlemen, thank you for taking time. Appreciate it. Well, tell us about VisionWalk. 51 million bucks, that's no small change.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it's twofold. So VisionWalk is our signature event. They happen all over the country. We've got 41 VisionWalks that take place in communities like Raleigh, all over the country. And it's in part the excitement and enthusiasm of the fundraising and raising money to go to the important research that we do, but it's also a great opportunity for the community to get together. And so on a Saturday, we'll have hundreds of people that'll come out to a park and have a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm, and they'll walk and they'll learn about the latest that's happening in the research. We'll typically have a physician speak, someone from the foundation will speak, the chapters are present, and so it's a real combination of energy and obviously the important funds that are raised as well. So it's a nice combination.
And it's dog friendly.
And it's dog friendly.
It's dog friendly. That's good.
Yeah, we have seeing eye dogs. Yeah.
Well, how cool is that? Because this year, I mean, you'll be able to announce some pretty big neuse.
Yeah, that's right.
That's some serious miraculous cure you got going here.
That's right. So this past year, actually this past fall, we were able to highlight the approval of the gene therapy we were talking about earlier at all of our VisionWalks. And so that's important not only for those that are affected with that particular gene, but also those that have different conditions and different genes that they're affected with, to know that there's progress and momentum, and that their areas of interest are also being progressed.
Well, I know anybody who's been touched personally by that usually gets involved, but it's got to be energizing for any community who wants to get involved in this, knowing that they can see some pretty remarkable impact by them participating.
That's right. You know, up until recently, our community has been pretty, I'd say, isolated. So the Vision Walks typically were attended by those that were personally affected, or those that are family or friends of those who are affected with some of these blinding conditions. But what we're finding is that our mission and what we do really is important to the community as a whole. And so we really encourage those to come out to Vision Walk, even if they don't know someone who's blind or who's affected with a retinal disease, because their energy and to learn, about those in their community that are affected, but then also the funds, again, that they can help raise and the awareness they can help raise is important for this mission.
I know Vision Walk is like the signature event. Are there other events that you have throughout the year?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do a series of fundraising events like Vision Walk, including what we call signature events like galas and concerts and really special evening one night only type of events all over the country. But then we also have a lot of public health and education type of events as well. Here locally in Raleigh, we do a visions seminar on a Saturday. We actually just had it back in February, where we'll have a speaker. Actually this year it was Ben who spoke.
That's right.
And to update the folks that are in attendance on the latest in research and understanding of the basic, background on some of the diseases and conditions that we work on. But then we also have a real heavy involvement with biotech and industry and investment communities as well. And one of the events that we had that was I think going to become a signature event for us was called Investing in Cures, and it was the first weekend in March at the Umstead here locally in Raleigh. So folks came from all over the country to the Investing in Cures Summit. We had 180 people in a room, and you had a cross-section of physicians, researchers, investors, and patients who were affected all in the same room, talking about and understanding the latest from all perspectives as it relates to this area of research.
Oh, I know, Ben, we were talking and we were off camera, but if you wouldn't mind sharing the story about a young boy that for the first time got to see his mother's face. I mean, that's the kind of story that is pretty engaging.
Yeah, that's when you know you're making a really big impact, when you hear a story about the first child treated with this gene therapy that within the first morning or so after coming out of the surgery, he could recognize his mom's face for the first time. It still gives me chills every time I say that.
It does.
Those are the stories we're hearing over and over again now, given the new progress.
Well, what are you going to do when it's all done? I mean, you guys going to get another job? I mean,
well, we like to say, look,
sounds like you're getting close.
If we could put ourselves out of business, that would be an amazing thing. And we don't say that lightly. If we can get this job done in the next 20, 30 years, we're going to do it.
Yeah, that's just remarkable. And I got to believe that How do you go into a company and tell a story like that and not have them say, yeah, count me in, count me in? You had mentioned that companies are a big part of this as well. It's not just individuals you're looking for.
Absolutely, especially with the advent of gene therapy. So when we talk about biotech and gene therapy being one way to address the conditions that are affecting these patients, that there are a lot of big pharma and biotech companies that are investing hundreds of millions of dollars in this area of research. And so we find ourselves oftentimes sitting across the table from some of the biggest companies in the world that are doing great work in this area, and we want to be able to provide research to help accelerate their progress in trying to find treatments for these conditions.
Well, that's terrific. I mean, the organization itself has been around for quite some time. I assume we've talked a little bit about what keeps it going, but what about volunteers? Do you need volunteers? I mean, how can the community get involved?
Absolutely. So Ben mentioned earlier, we've got chapters all over the country, and those chapters are staffed by volunteers. And so if you think about the volunteers, we've got local folks that are volunteering to run educational events and symposiums and things like that. But also the VisionWalks are all volunteer, and some of the signature events are volunteers. And I really encourage anyone who's interested in learning more about the foundation or about how they can get involved by going to fightingblindness.org. And there they can also send an email to info@fightingblindness.org. We're always looking for volunteers to get involved.
Right.
Ben and Jason, I appreciate everything you're doing. It must be fun. There must be a little bit of fun in this now, being at the point where you can actually have a young man see his mom's face for the first time. That's pretty cool. And they certainly could use your help. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll learn about the Foundation's presence in the Research Triangle Park.